Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Tuesday, 21st February 2017. I'm Huey Sargent. Here now is the news in details. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Colin Dorr, over the weekend showered the staff of the Information Technology Department for going beyond the call of duty every day. Mr. Dorr delivered remarks at the annual Delta Awards ceremony hosted at the Nisbet's Plantation Hotel last Saturday, February 18th, 2017.
The highlight of their work so far has been the revolutionizing of our telephone system, where we have basically replaced all our analog telephones with what we call IP phones, which work directly from our fiber optic cable connection and has resulted in substantial savings to the government, especially in making overseas calls. I believe at this point we are about 75% complete in terms of our fiber optic deployment, and we are hoping shortly we're going to get right up to 100% where we can connect government on the information superhighway, and with the intention that by 2020 we should have a paperless government.
While he encouraged the technicians to work harder, the idea of a paperless service is within reach as more than 75% of the resources are in place.
Especially as it relates to the collection and payment of revenue, we have done so with the payment system. We have removed 3/4 of the paper that existed 15 years ago. The revenue collection system, we are moving towards that with online payment, online filing, and it's going tremendously well, and I believe that it's something we can build on. And interestingly, last year the idea came up that maybe it's time that we start deploying kiosks, which means that you could walk up to any kiosk site and make your payment for your taxes without necessarily having to go into the department. We're also looking to see how we can use the smartphone as well to get all your things paid on time without having to miss time from your job to get into the department, to take you half an hour when it could have only taken you 5 minutes, less than that, at your desk, still doing your work, and be able to pay your driver's license, pay the property tax, and all of those things.
Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Vance Amory, who has ministerial responsibility for the Information Technology Department, also commended the staff for their hard work.
But I think the object here is to make things more efficient with the use of technology, and that is really where we need to go. We are also looking, and Mr. Dorr is correct, we have a very difficult situation with our records at the court. A very difficult situation with other records which are ancient, and if you touch them, they tend to disintegrate. So we have to find, and I think we are challenging our IT department to help us to digitize every single piece of record which we have so that it will last longer.
The Delta Awards ceremony culminated a week of activities by the IT department under the theme An Introduction to ICT for Positive Social and Economic Development. Coordinator for Adult and Continuing Education, Adina Taylor, yesterday Monday, began one of the most ambitious projects for her unit in the Ministry of Education. The series of classes, which is jointly facilitated and coordinated by Sylvester Wallace of the Department of Community Development, is taking place at the Charlestown Primary School cafeteria. On Monday afternoon, interested persons participated in the orientation exercise, which Taylor says is focused on all aspects of hospitality.
And this hospitality training will be for about 6 months. We are hoping that we can accommodate up to 50 persons. This afternoon we have about 35 persons present, and we are ready to roll. Now, some of the areas that we are going to cover in this hospitality course: customer service, which is a big thing for us. We really want to get maximum benefit from this program for hospitality. In hospitality, for customer service, we also have cake making, pastry making, fruit carving, wine tasting, front desk.
Taylor noted that there is still some space left for interested persons, but encouraged persons to come in this week to fully benefit from the wide range of disciplines being taught.
These classes are held on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays right here at the Charlestown Primary School from 6 p.m.
Interested persons can still contact the Ministry of Education if they want to be enrolled in this or any other adult education course. Officials at the Ministry of National Security are poring over suggestions and recommendations from stakeholder groups as to ways their respective agencies can actively contribute to prevent and reduce crime in St. Kitts and Nevis. The proposals were the main outcomes of the National Crime Reduction Symposium held at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort on February 9. It was facilitated by crime reduction specialist and international social skills consultant Dr. Niels Chaitan, who presented on 12 psychosocial roots of crime. Groupings included youth with representation from the Department of Youth Empowerment, youth group members and unattached youth, social services and community development, the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, which featured some NGOs, legal professionals, health, security forces, victims of crime or family members impacted by crime, and others, to name a few. A number of civic-minded individuals also participated from all walks of life in St. Kitts and Nevis. As the ministry staff organizes the proposals from the symposium, suggestions from private individuals and interested groups that did not attend the forum are also being reviewed to include in a larger document. Feedback from previous sessions Dr. Chaitan conducted with community persons such as persons in conflict with the law, including incarcerated youth, and gang members were also included. The recommendations will be compiled into a draft document that will be reviewed by a small group and finalized to fit into the Dr. Chaitan's EDA approach. EDA stands for Enforcement, Diagnostic, Education, and Rehabilitation, and is a four-dimensional approach to prevent and reduce crime. Still to come.
Of course, we know that the space of the villa is not getting any bigger, and so we have to maneuver, and so it is important that we know the number of persons who will be taking part. And
the details after this short break.
On January 30, 2017, the Alexandra Hospital will be issuing health ID cards to all patients accessing service as part of the introduction of our Health Information System, HIS. The process is simple and will take just a few minutes. A photo will be taken of each individual accessing service, and within minutes, your card will be printed and issued. You will be required to present this card each time you access service at the outpatient department. We are craving the public's cooperation as we implement the new system, which will be of benefit to all. When fully operational, it will significantly improve the quality of service and reduce patient waiting time. Remember, the start date is January 30, 2017. Join the movement in health.
I got my card.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs through the Ministry of Human Resources on Nevis are announcing that there are some 10 scholarships being offered to the Federation from the Cuban government. The scholarships are being distributed as follows: 5 scholarships to study medicine, 1 scholarship to study stomology, which is the branch of medicine concerned with diagnosis and treatment of diseases of the mouth, 2 scholarships to do a bachelor's degree in health technologies, and 2 postgraduate scholarships in medical specialties. For more information, please contact the Ministry of Human Resources on Nevis. They will guide you on matriculation requirements as well as conditions for the scholarships. Additionally, persons interested in gaining Cuban scholarships for undergoing health-related studies may now apply through the Ministry, the Nevis Island Administration Human Resources Department, located at the Social Security Building, Pinnes Estate. Guidelines and application forms can now be collected from the Human Resources Department and must be returned by Friday, 31st March. With a little over a month to go before the hosting of the annual Agriculture Open Day, Permanent Secretary Eric Evelyn is encouraging persons persons interested to complete their registration process.
That we have set a deadline for registration, and that deadline is Friday the 10th of March 2017. We know over the years we've had a mad rush coming towards the actual date of the open day, and that normally interferes with our proper planning of the event. We need to sit down and plan our venue in terms of the layout and how many tents that we will need based on the registration, and so we are asking persons for this year kindly to be early.
The Agriculture Permanent Secretary noted some of the persons have already come forward to register, and that is a good sign. Additionally, the open day is often oversubscribed, and the ministry tries always to accommodate more persons.
Of course, we know that the space at the villa is not getting any bigger, and so we have to maneuver, and so it is important that we know the number of persons who will be taking part, and we know that information early. And so this year we will not be accommodating late registration. We are asking persons, please come to register by Friday the 10th of March 2017, bearing in mind that the open day is set for Thursday the 30th and Friday the 31st of March 2017. If we have all of the registrations in by the 10th of March, it will give us enough time, enough leeway to ensure that we can have a proper layout and everybody can be accommodated.
Meantime, Mr. Evelyn announced the theme for this year and the patron as selected by the Ministry of Agriculture.
Our theme for this year is embracing climate-smart agriculture to achieve greater food security, and persons who are designing their booths for the competition should bear that in mind. And of course, our patron this year is Ms. Tizina Brooks, one of our long-standing field workers at the Department of Agriculture, and we are so happy to honor her this year as our patron.
The annual Agriculture Open Day takes place on Thursday, March 30th and Friday, March 31st, 2017 at the Charlestown Secondary School grounds, more popularly known as the Villa. And that's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Hugh Sargent. Thanks for viewing.
Wally, the queen of the Caribbean, bathed by its crystal shores, is the Caribbean's best kept secret. Nevis is known for its rich culture, which remains entrenched in the island's everyday life. We boast of having the Caribbean's greatest summer festival, Culturama. The birthplace of Alexander Hamilton, my little 36 square mile island, is the home of the Bath Hotel, which is the first built hotel in the Caribbean. Don't forget to take a dip in the therapeutic Bath Springs. Take a few minutes to trot down to the ever-famous Sunshine's Bar and drink a world-renowned Killer Bee. Live Nevis naturally by exploring the magnificent waterfalls and hiking to the top of our 32 Nevis Peak. Our lush vegetation and landscape deems a visit here the perfect escape. Nevis, Queen of the Caribbean.